I always wanted to get married.
You always wanted to get married?
Yes.
Why?
Because I think it's nice. Like the whole process of the wedding.
It brings some kind of quietness.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Because people say yes, I do forever. Okay, that it opened up another level.
Okay.
I don't know. I never tried.
My friends are like getting married, they're having babies, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like you're having a baby and you're my age. Like I can't even imagine that.
People who follow that lifestyle, you know, like get married, have kids, get divorced, they don't ask that many questions, you know. They're satisfied easily, and they don't, you know, they want to buy a new kitchen and.
Most straight, really straight men from wherever you're from, I'm not into, because I generally find them to be, like, I mean, when I say straight, I don't mean just like attracted to women, but like just a very fixed sort of gender identification for themselves, and like very fixed ideas about how relationships should be, very heteronormative, and like I don't find it, and I just don't find, that's not to say that there aren't like, well, there's exceptions, of course, but that's what I mean is I don't really conceive of them as so straight because they opened up their own sense of their own gender. And I don't think it matters where you're from, but if you can find that openness about yourself and kind of break out of those kinds of ideas of relationship, then you'll incline to be less controlling and less, I don't know.
That sounds totally right, because if you're thinking of these dreams of like, okay, then we get married, then we have the white picket fence and the family and the dog, and you know, we go to grandma's house on Christmas, like it just sounds a little like, it sounds a little bit dated.
A lot of women seem to have this thing, that, you know, okay, I'm gonna find myself a guy, and then we're gonna love each other, and then he's gonna give me a baby, and then we're gonna move into a house, and then you're gonna meet my parents, and then they're gonna help us to build a house, and we're gonna be there, and then it's done, you know. And it's like you have, it is a bit creepy, like the systematization of, you know, the life plan. It's almost a calculation on a lot of young women's parts that I've seen here. It's like, and some of my friends, a few of my partners, but some of my friends, actually female friends, said that to me. They said, well, you know, I want a baby now, and I'm, you know, looking for a guy who's gonna be father, you know. So there's this very, very, very aware, very conscious kind of, you know, what I really want is a baby, you know, and so I can, you know, I can be a mother, and then, you know, well, you know, the guy, hopefully the guy is also a good partner for her, and she's in love with him, but that seems to be almost secondary. The main thing is, you know, there is reproduction there, and then so life can go on, and then after that, you know, you can proceed through the it's almost like this kind of cold calculation, proceeding through the steps of what it is to grow up as a proper, well-adjusted human being. You know, first you fool around for about 10 years, you do crazy things. Then you want a kid, you find the right partner, then you make a kid, then you move into a bigger place and you get a better job, blah, blah, blah. And this is something, personally, that's always freaked me out, you know. Not the fact you become a father, but the fact that people look at it in such a cold, almost it's not a lot of spontaneity left in that kind of, you know.
A lot of our parents, they divorced, or things didn't work out, or how bad and miserable they were staying together. And we grew up with this. I mean, we suffered through it, now here we are in our 30s, and say that, well, okay, it just didn't work for our parents because maybe they just didn't find the right kind of match, but okay, here I am. When then they see the movie, they say, okay, but maybe I will find this, you know? And I think this was so horrible and sad, because I think in so many ways, many of us, we're waiting. We're sort of stopped living in some sense. We sort of put our ideals in something that's never going to happen. And so in the back of our mind, our subconscious, I think we're sort of living in that. You know, we see this person, oh, but if I date this person, what if this person comes along?
I come from a divorce. With my parents, it didn't work. And the way my father left my mother was very nasty, very, very nasty. So I was traumatized by it. I was thinking, yes, a family doesn't really function. It didn't function for me. It traumatized me.
Like, you know, 1700s, 1800s, the old really old thing where the guy was going out there to get the money and the woman was staying at home, making sure the place was warm, and these things, the roles were clearly defined, and it was almost like a business arrangement. You needed a partner to make things work. But today it's not true anymore. So obviously, yes, relationships won't last that long because they don't need to last that long. Maybe also the society is in constant evolution, and people are in constant evolution and in constant need of new things. And I think when that started was our parents' generation, when that whole thing started really shaking, So obviously, yes, we all are, children of dysfunctional marriages and dysfunctional couples, but I don't know if that means that it can't work. I think it just means that maybe we're living in times where things are more difficult to keep together. It just takes maybe more self-awareness. I don't know.
Romantic love became, in the beginning, I think in the 19th century, before it was just arranged thing. You have to get married because you have to keep it in the family, you have to have, I don't know, it was never about love, waiting, never. So also this is very weird that we base our society on something that wasn't really remotely close to any love thing.
No.
That's why the most beautiful love stories were written of two people in love, but they can be together.
It's about equality and it's about balance. It's not. I don't want like for me Mexicans, right? My generation women normally, the male does everything. That which means the male pays all the bills. The male brings food to the house. And me, I am in the house cleaning up and taking care of the children. But the economics are resolved. Everyone has its role. I don't function like this. I'm very kind. I'm very liberated, and I'm like, I pay my shit. I do my shit. I take about myself. I take care about myself. You do your work. The same. I'm not asking you to take me on your back. I'm not asking that. But don't ask me to be taking you on my back either, because that's not equality.